once again.
Brand new merch! Look at that cool hat! History Bernie 2020! iSorrow 2020! Try to get yourself some cool merch in the description, guys. Please help. Yep. Welcome back to prison, everyone. You thought you did your time, but you just keep on committing. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. La Resistance! You know, I wasn't too expecting this DLC to drop so soon after Nostalgia November, which carried on to Nostalgia December, so, everyone wondering why I haven't really covered the DLC yet. It's because I don't want to play Hoi 4 just yet. So, I've had access to the DLC for a while. I had pre-release, and I can't say I, even touched it. Sorry, guys. But yes, welcome back to La Resistance, everybody. Or I should say welcome to, because we haven't covered it before. And specifically, this DLC is a bit of a mixed one. Now, personally, I gotta admit, I wasn't that interested in this DLC. There was nothing specifically in it for me that I really went ahead and said, oh, jolly. I can't wait to give this a go. In fact, there's been so little interest for me, I have simply not kept up at all. I know there are new focus trees for Spain, France, and Portugal, and there are the reworked spy system, and, well, yeah, that's about it. That's why I'm not that interested. Oh my god, you can form Andalusia. Jeez, gee golly, I'm sure getting upset about this. It's not like you can form a bunch of other really dumb countries that don't make sense. Gee, it's not like there's some other ahistorical stuff in the game, like a button that you click and in 70 days, Hitler's dead! I think a lot of people get upset about the ahistorical stuff, and then they also don't get upset about the ahistorical stuff. It's just some ahistorical stuff that they get a bit ahistorically anal about. But yeah, so today we're gonna go ahead and have an overview. I'll probably go ahead and do the individual countries at a different point, probably in the next coming weeks, just to go ahead and have a good gee willy God, look at all the fun to be had willy-billy. But just for a quick overview, what we can discuss is that Spain now has a new focus tree, one that it probably should have had from the beginning, but when they said they were giving it a new one, I wasn't expecting it to have this much potential. I mean, just trying to understand what any of this means is, I'm pretty sure we're way beyond the Da Vinci Code trying to figure out what any of this goddamn means. So yeah, just like every other sort of new focus tree, there are now just a bunch of different paths that you can go down to have some fun with. You got communism, more communist, there's a lot to look at. You can even go ahead and bring back the monarchy. That's gone so well for Spain so many times, so why not? You also get a lot of other fun stuff if you do that, like claim West Africa. Sounds fun, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll really have to deep dive into this one when we do a video on Spain. I say deep dive, it's literally wading through the trash cans at this point. Of course, the Hoi 4 developers have been going ahead and keeping an eye on all their favorite mods, because now Spain also has a bajillion and one different people to break out into a civil war with. And, you know, personally as a Hoi 4 masochist, that's right up my alley. Probably one of my favorite countries to play as before the patch, France. Holding against the Germans was always incredibly fun. I'm so glad that they finally got themselves a actual focus tree. And on top of that, even Vichy France and Free France have focus trees too, which makes this even more fun. So if you're someone like Alex Rambler, and you suck a Hoi 4 and you lose to the Germans and France, guess what? It's not all doom and gloom. You just flip to the other side like the Italians, and hey ho, I'm on your side now, Germany, and I got a focus tree that gives me some quite nice stuff. Probably the outlier on the focus trees for me, though, is the Portuguese. I wasn't 100% sure why they got one, because it's Portugal, and it's also the only country I've actually tested in the DLC so far, and I can go ahead and say it's, well, it's very easy. Oh. That's pretty interesting. Did I just discover a bug right there? Uh-oh. So I go into Spectator and then, I don't know, click on the French or something like that, then load up my Iron Man game as Portugal. Where is it? There it is. I'm now Great Britain. That doesn't seem right. Hold on. Well, you know what? I guess I would show you my Portugal Iron Man game, but well, I can't, because I'm now playing Great Britain. Thank you, Paradox. Oh, as you can see from my very, very famous Portuguese Iron Man game right here, as Great Britain, it all makes sense, don't worry about it. You can actually go ahead and see a couple of the factions of the Civil War. Probably one of the most memey and most fun that, well, in my opinion, well, it looks pretty fun, is the Regional Defense Council, which is a anarchist state, which is also technically non-aligned. A lot of people get a bit confused about this non-aligned thing, because they're like, oh, non-aligned, that means they're monarchists, right? And as such, if I was to do the alt history path for GB and go also non-aligned, I would be the same ideology as an anarchist state as an absolute monarchy. This is preposterous. Whereas I do think the political system in Hoi 4 is a bit convoluted. That is not a convoluted part of it. I'm pretty sure non-aligned just means they're not aligned with any of the major factions currently starting World War II. Come on, guys, it's not too hard to figure out. But yeah, we also obviously have the nationalists, which is pretty, you know, normal. Then we have the normal Spain down here, which is pretty cool. But there are a few more, I believe, that can pop out, which is pretty fun and interesting, and we will again check that out at a later date. But yeah, in my Portuguese game that has unfortunately been stolen by the Paradox developers games and I'll never get back, I went ahead, and what you do get in your focus tree is to reunite the empires of Brazil and Portugal, and then you are the United Kingdom of Portugal and Brazil. The name does not fit in the text thing up here. Or the official name of the country is the United Kingdom of Portugal, and that's it! Yeah, I'm pretty sure that spectator bug's been a thing forever, so just to, you know, reiterate my point of the Portuguese thing, I'll just start a new one very quickly. So that also means we can show off some new mechanics. So one of the big new things that has been implemented is a actual resistance mechanic, but because before, if you went ahead and, you know, just immediately, you know, ransacked France, you wouldn't have to do anything other than put a couple horses, and the French were completely fine with that. Oh, it is a pony! I am no longer upset. But now there is actually a bit more depth to it. You still have your little horsies, which you go ahead and just, well, it's kind of automatically done for you in your infantry production crap-a-dappy. So now they will be automatically actually just giving yourself a little, you know, gotta refill your garrisons to stop all the people in Mozambique from rising up and shooting me a few years earlier than they should be. So yeah, I guess this is pretty interesting and fun to actually have a extra mechanic to click every 2 seconds and never think about it again, because it doesn't actually matter. But yeah, one of my also favorite features is now you can just do this. Look at that, you just scroll in and out on the focus tree. That's cool, because these focus trees just getting even bigger and bigger and bigger every goddamn time. I'm gonna need to scroll out. You know what? I'm gonna need like 2 more monitors to fit this shit on. One thing that kind of annoys me about Paradox is the fact that if you want to go ahead and do your Portugal game, obviously if you want to get Brazil, you're going to rush for Brazil. And as such, you've got like 1 billion focuses to go down here that are each 70 days each, which that's kind of a long time. So I always find that if you want to do all the good stuff, you pretty much never ever do any of the other stuff. And when you start off incredibly weak anyway, I feel like a bunch of these focuses become useless. One thing that doesn't really, you know, equate much with my brain is that if I've gone ahead and I've already taken, you know, all of this stuff, and then I'm going through Latin America, which means I'm now at war with America because of the Monroe Doctrine, it's like 1940 by then, why exactly would I then spend another 2 years getting mechanized focus? It doesn't make sense. You have to do 7 70-day focuses to get all the way to the bottom for mechanized focus. What? Personally, I think that's completely useless, because by 1940, if you don't have mechanized already, you're probably not that interested in waiting another 70 days to get a research bonus for it. So personally, for me, stuff like this is just, well, it's just completely useless by the time you've gotten to it. But I suppose if you don't want to do all of the cool stuff over here, which is incredibly dumb, you could go ahead and get mechanized focus before you need. It's dumb. Oh well, you know, you put so much goddamn effort into this focus tree and giving Portugal one, but you still just got the generic goddamn leader portraits for this crap. Really? Come on. You could have at least given this guy like a bit of a tan. That's all I'm saying. So the Portuguese stuff is incredibly simple, at least from what I tried. You just need to go ahead and rush down your focuses, do the monarchist uprising and crap like that, and just make sure you don't go under like 50 stability or everyone breaks out in a civil war. Ah yes, 70-day focus. And I've overthrown an entire country. Of course, you do actually have to fight the civil war, but it's well, it's not difficult. And do is throw your entire army in the hole, and that's it. It's a piece of peas right there. Gotta be easy peas. Definitely gonna want to rush it though, because if you don't, the Brazilians are gonna have more than 2 brain cells, and they're gonna be very angry at you. As soon as I've like encircled these guys up here, I usually just send a guy up the coast, and he usually knows what to do. Really. There you go. It took literally 2 minutes, and buongiorno. Wait, wrong language. Bunda. It's Empire of Brazil. And once you've done that, all you need to do is go monarchist yourself, which is pretty easy. You just need to make sure that you're not under, 40% stability, so you go to the Civil War, and then you can literally do another 70-day focus, and, well, you just made a really big country. Boy. Sure is fun looking at Spain nowadays, though. One of the cool new features that I think is definitely going to be very fun for most games is spying, intelligence agencies, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to call mine Fortnite. There we go. Hey, there you go. 70 days later, and look, we're blue. And we're really big. We got our spy, and we're gonna go ahead and figure out where we want to send him. There we go. We'll throw him in Spain right now, because we should probably keep an eye on what they're doing. Yes, the United Kingdom of Portugal, and we'll deal with fascism ourselves. You know what? Screw it, we're going in. Look at that, I encircled some Italians. Although, what's going on in Italy right now, I guess it's more of a quarantine. So, after uniting my brand new empire and not really wanting to get involved in World War II, I'm just sort of sitting here, slowly but surely, making propaganda in the German Reich. And lowering their stability. One thing I've noticed from playing the game now is that one, Japan is doesn't immediately power stomp China anymore, and 2, the Allies seem to actually do something. I'm just doing my part to take down the fascists. I do have to say, whatever they've really done to the AI to kind of rebalance it so it's not so, Axis focused, is I'm actually a big fan of. It gets to the point to like 1940 and 1945 that if you're not actively doing anything, the Germans have annexed the Soviets and they've got all of Europe on lockdown. But it seems like they are actually a bit fixed now, and they're actually contending against the Germans, which is it's actually a bit of a game now. So that's pretty much all for the DLC. There wasn't actually that much to cover, really. It's a very intermediate DLC, which isn't that bad considering it didn't take as long to come out as Man the Guns. Anyone remember that? I want to die. I kind of stepped back from doing tasteful reviews and stuff, so I can't really give it a good old in-depth analysis, but at the same time, I guess it's not a bad DLC. It's not a amazing DLC. It was literally just a middle-of-the-road DLC. The spy mechanics are pretty fun. I'm sure there's 1,000,001 ways to break them, but I don't know what else to say, really. The DLC doesn't break the game. It adds a bit more flavor to it, and that's all the DLCs really do. If you enjoy the game, you'll enjoy this DLC. Pretty goddamn simple. Yeah, I'll probably go back and have a little run-throughs of the Spanish and the French trees, of course, but I guess until next time, really, there's not a lot more to say. I think I've covered, for the most part, everything. I don't want to, say anything about Skynet or whatnot, but seeing a successful Allied D-Day makes me think that Skynet might be around the corner. But yeah, I'd be interested to see what you guys think of the new DLC. If you want to leave me your feedback and your comments down below, let me know if you're going to buy this, if you're enjoying it, if you're not enjoying it, and why not, because I'm actually genuinely interested. I haven't been keeping up to date on what the consensus is for the DLC, but I don't really see anything negative with it. It's not terrible. I guess for the price, it might be a bit, but it's Paradox. What are we gonna do? But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like at the sub button, because there will be more La Resistance content at some point or another, probably in the following week. Yeah, sub for that. If you want to go ahead and support the channel, buy some merch, link in the description. It is very much appreciated to everyone that does go ahead and buy some. So, yeah, I guess until the next La Resistance del PGT, I'll catch you next time.